In Australia, homelessness is an epidemic. We have just over 105,000 plus homeless people, and in Queensland, ranking the third most homeless state, we have just under 20,000 homeless people. This was all according to a census by the ABS, the Australian Bureau of Statistics, from 2011. So mind you, that was 7 years ago, so to really think about how that may have inflated in just over 7 years is quite alarming. In doing research for solutions, or at least efforts being made to counteract this issue, we found an organisation called Common Ground. But what exactly is Common Ground? Well, to find out more, we spoke to Chief Executive Officer of the Brisbane branch, Sonia Keep.
Common Ground Queensland is a supportive housing, property and tenancy management organisation. So we run supportive housing in a particular model, which is called a Common Ground model, and it is around providing a solution to chronic homelessness. What we believe in is that if you provide safe, affordable and permanent housing to people that have been previously chronically homeless, and you couple that with individualised and intentionally linked support services, you can help people to overcome the challenges that previously have made them homeless. We've had a independent evaluation with the University of Queensland's Institute of Social Science Research, and that's been particularly good for us because it says that what we do really does assist people to overcome barriers, and people who've previously not been able to stay housed are able to stay housed here. It also said that it's cheaper, $13,100 per year cheaper to house someone here at Brisbane Common Ground rather than leave them homeless. So I think on lots of different factors, the project has been really very successful.
Arnie, a long-time resident of the Queensland branch, was kind enough to share some insights into his thoughts about homelessness and what a facility like Common Ground meant to him.
My name is Arnie Holtz. I live here. I've been a tenant since day one, like about 5 years here. It's hard to find places like this, and I was quite lucky. It's like winning the Colorado, I suppose. You know, it's hard to find, especially in this area in Brisbane, because the rent is chock-a-block. I've got a roof over my head for a start. I'm not living on a street or whatever. I've never gone that far, never will. As long as I have a roof over my head, that's all that matters. And people don't realise this, you know how lucky this place is. If you go to the next rent, it's 10 times more. You know, this is cheap compared to other places because it's a government thing. You know, there's not very many around, unfortunately. I wish there were.
Among others who contribute to the running of the facility is Arif, a nurse who works on behalf of Mater Hospital in partnership with Common Ground.
It is very important because most of the time this population is underserved, or they don't seek any advice or any medical attention most of the time. Some of them have never been to a doctor. No, they don't have any GPs. So those kind of stuff, normally like people like us or you, if we are sick, we'll go and see a doctor. While with our clients, it's quite hard. They will think that it will go away, and they won't seek any advice until and unless it's quite extreme. You're working with clients in their own environment and according to their need. While hospital is quite concise, you know what you are doing with your patients. While here it's quite different, and they are not quite open earlier when you start with any of medical things, and they are not consistent with their attending their appointments, or because there is a trust that you have to gain first, and then they will let you into their space, which is more important. They are quite good human beings, very good person, and once they it's like once they have the trust in you, they will do everything for you.
I do think that there is a stigmatism. It's interesting that as a society we kind of feel like that people who are homeless have a choice or are able to change that trajectory for themselves, but I think invariably it's a very difficult thing. They didn't choose to get in there, and if they knew how to get out, they would have done it. We've got several tenants who we provide employment to in the building as well. So, you see those people every day coming to work and feeling proud and earning money and just getting back into life.
I've also started working with Common Ground Queensland in the function rooms, which is quite good. I like doing that work. It gets me out of my room doing something. It also gives me responsibility, and it's going along quite nicely.
It's given me an independence, a solid ground to stand on, a place to come home to. No one can bother me here. I can do my own thing. It's safe.
Talk about new beginnings. This has been the ultimate new beginning. I just feel so incredibly fortunate, and I want to do justice to this opportunity.
I think it's about, trying to replicate just normal community where people blend together.
In order to garner a better understanding of how society perceives homelessness, we asked some Griffith University students for their thoughts on the matter.
It's quite upsetting seeing people in the streets who don't have a home or don't have a place to live.
It's pretty overlooked.
Everyone's viewing homelessness in the wrong way.
I think it's too generalised, because homeless people don't want to be homeless.
They're seeing homelessness as something that that person brought on themselves.
It's something that shouldn't, be existing, but it still does.
In the city, if you're homeless, it's really difficult to find a home and get help.
But there should be some kind of, I'm sure there is, and I'm sure I just don't know about it, but it's not present enough to the point where I'm seeing visible improvement when I walk down the street.
Yeah. So there is a facility in South Brisbane called Brisbane Common Ground.
Common Ground?
Yeah.
I've never heard of it.
I had no idea about it. They should put money into opening up awareness of it, because I think that might invite donations from the public as well, which would be really cool.
We need more places like those, not only in cities but also in rural areas.
You need to get people involved, I think.
I reckon there needs to be just something, like a campaign or just anything that can really bring it more to light and make people actually realise how crazy it is, and to put people in their shoes, because people seriously just don't realise how much it can impact someone's life. Like when someone used to be homeless, they still would constantly, it just changes your whole mentality.
We can raise awareness and educate people about the issue, then we can stop the issue from the start, rather than having it continue on and causing larger problems in the future.
Our homelessness problem in our country is big and it's growing, but it's not insurmountable. It's not a money issue. There's plenty of money. It's really about, do we want to fix this? Do we want to point some of those resources to fixing this problem? And if we provide those options, homelessness will disappear. Homelessness is cured with housing.
Common Ground is one of the most significant pushing forces in homelessness prevention. However, unfortunately, at the end of the day, it is just one organisation with limited resources. If we do want to push to help support this and other organisations likewise, you can refer to those listed in the credits. Thank you very much.